button. And I think we are rocking good. I want to welcome everybody to the live webinar for Hashing Ad Space. We're going to be talking about the 100 Asimi impact today, which is really exciting. As you well know, again, my name is Clint. I'm been a consultant to the company since prior to the launch. Luke Millard is the CEO and a close personal friend of mine. And Luke has built an incredible community here that truly, honestly has something for everyone, okay? And by the end of 2020, here over the next, 45 days or so, there will be some substantial changes made to the minting system, which should completely explode the opportunities for members to earn by minting Asimi. In other words, there'll be more and more and more incentive of you to hold Asimi, which is being part of the community. Asimi is the native token, and the more people that own a little tiny bit, the greater the demand there is, the greater the potential for that Asimi token to go up in value. Right now, minting is currently limited to those who have $100 worth of Asimi. And right now, I actually grabbed another mint stake yesterday, about 17 or 1800 Asimi. And for people in some parts of the world, that's a lot. And this is a community that's about something for everybody. So the new minting system will allow for participation with only 100 Asimi, okay? It's about $6. But I want to clarify, and we're going to talk about this, you can accumulate your Asimi by many ways that don't even cost anything for you. Make some referrals, click on some V2E ads, etc. The key is the 100 Asimi impact. And let's talk about what this means for you, okay? So you can earn more Asimi because it's easier to mint with 100 Asimi. What I mean by that, and that's kind of a goofy statement, but it's easier to mint and earn by only needing 100 Asimi versus, as today, as I found out, 1,700 Asimi. So you can earn more, okay, because it costs less, or not cost is the wrong word, but it requires less Asimi in order for you to earn. So just think about that. How many people, and I want you to really think about this, how many people, if you refer it into Hashing Ad Space, how many people do you know who can earn a little bit of Asimi by clicking ads? Or maybe they've got $6 or $7 or $8 or $10 that they can use to purchase Asimi. Now they've got enough to earn a tiny bit every single day. Okay, so it becomes really cool. And the beauty of that is that it becomes a compounding system. I'll show you how this works in a minute. And then you can leverage your current earnings by minting, okay, only takes 100 Asimi, and referral commissions. Don't forget, folks, that almost everything that's done in the community generates a commission, especially the minting. I'm earning a nice sum of Asimi because my people are minting, my referrals. That happens every day. Even if I don't do anything, it happens. I want you to have the same benefit, okay? And then, of course, more member engagement is good for the whole community. This is a community about earning, sharing opportunities, providing people with a way to better themselves through the community. And the more people using the system, the more people using Asimi are very good. So let's review just real quickly this new minting system. Okay, again, as we've said, it's 100 Asimi to mint. You're going to own your Asimi, okay, but you'll hold it in your own Waves wallet. You're not going to deposit it with Hashing Ad Space once the new system is in. You will have 100% control and instant liquidity. How stinking cool is that? Okay, so this is why we talk about the 100 Asimi being so important. Okay, as long as you've got 100 Asimi, you can participate. As long as you have 100 Asimi and click the minimum ads, you'll be able to participate in the earnings that are the new Asimi that's distributed every single day. All right, so the minimum ads is 5, and the maximum is 50. Okay, so even I have, in fact, one of the largest minters in the community is one of my referrals. He has to click right now 500 ads a day. And that really kind of denigrates the quality of the view because it becomes laborious. We've got a brilliant system in place that will allow people to mint, only have to click on 50 sites to earn their maximum. And again, I want you to think about this. All you have to do is register your Waves wallet under this new system. The system will look to see how many Asimi you have, will tell you how many sites you have to view, and you earn. That's it. Folks, it's the ultimate in sustainable passive income. And don't forget, you earn Asimi when your referrals are minting. Okay, so how much can you earn? Now remember, you've got 100% liquidity and control. There are 17,438 converted each day. And right now, okay, the very least you would earn, and Luke and I were talking about this before the presentation started, and he said, well, Clint, you know, there's not that many staked and the number should be higher. I want you folks to look at this as part of a smart business decision. I know everybody's running around out there, ooh, they're earning 1% a day and 2% a day in this program. Guess what? They'll be dead in 2 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks or a year. The hashing ad space system was originally designed on about a 100-year utility token system. In other words, having a lifespan that can live beyond that. But these tokens are distributed daily, just like Bitcoin. All right. And what I'm trying to impress upon you is this system is part of the community that as we get bigger, and this is how I close this, the bigger we get, the greater the value. And it's all based on the Asimi. Now, if you combine all of the Asimi that's currently staked in the Mint system and all the Asimi that's staked in the login stakes, and it all converted into the new system, you'd earn about 0.15% a day. Now, that may not be seeming like a lot, but guess what? It's a ton more than you're getting anywhere else in the real world, not Ponzi world, in real world, okay? And secondly, you're getting, that's being paid to you in Asimi tokens. And most of us involved in this see this value as the potential for Asimi to increase. I'm not saying it's going to, but the value could be appreciating. So the potential for you to earn significantly more than the 0.15% a day is there. And we don't want you to focus on that. We want you to focus on making referrals and accumulating your 100 Asimi, and maybe even acquiring some more if it's in your budget and if you have the time to do it. All right. So let's talk about how we can do it, because I'm going to show you, we're going to break in just a minute and go to show you physically how to buy Asimi. I'm going to walk you through it, and then we'll discuss that in the Q&A afterwards. But there's also a way that you can earn Asimi as a completely free member. The view to earn ads. All right. Just click on those ads and you earn Asimi. And you enter, if you click the right number of view to earn ads, you will earn a chance to earn in the raffle, okay? There are survey earnings, which is expanding. I know it's mostly in North America right now. One of my referrals is in the UK, and he's doing surveys almost every day. In fact, I had 2 people, come to think of it, who did the survey, and I got commissions from them today. So as more countries come on board, those survey earnings will be available to more and more people. And never forget that you earn from referrals, because when your referrals click on view to earn ads, you earn a little tiny commission too. That's paid in Asimi. And it all adds up, folks. All adds up to the 100 Asimi impact. Make sure you've got your 100 Asimi. And as you can see from the roadmap, that Luke just put out last week, the updated roadmap for 2021, there are more free ways to earn that are coming, okay? Now, in addition, okay, you can also earn your portion of 872 Asimi that are generated daily in the login stakes, as I mentioned before, the lifetime referrals earnings, and pretty much whenever your team does anything, you're gonna earn. We've not talked about commissions on advertising, but that's another way to earn. And the commissions on advertising, when your referrals buy banners or minting ads, you earn a whopping, a huge, a monstrous 50% commission, okay? So just understand that there's a lot of ways. We're going to talk here in just a second about how to go right smack into the Waves wallet. We're going to do a live buy of some Asimi tokens. But remember 2 things. 1, you can earn your Asimi, your 100 Asimi that you need, in multiple ways. And 2, it's only about $5 or $6 right now, okay, to buy 100, okay? So I want to talk to you about some basic strategies here. First of all, you want to make sure that you have 100 Asimi, and you want 100 Asimi minimum, and you within reason. There's no reason you can't buy more. I know one of my guys has $500,000, another guy's got $750,000 Asimi. All right, and you can stake, or not stake is the wrong word. You can mint from owning those. There will be a huge max, like millions. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, there is no maximum. But make sure you have at least 100 Asimi, and more is better. Now let's talk about strategy. Okay. We're going to talk here in the next, I'm going to move to the Live Waves platform. So decide how much Asimi you can afford to purchase. Hopefully you could purchase a little bit. All right. And I'm not going to talk about opening a Waves account. I'm not going to talk about funding it. Okay. We're going to talk about how to purchase, and we're going to make a live buy in the system. Okay. So I'm going to move over to the Waves wallet. So can I get, can you guys see my Waves wallet now? Are you guys seeing that? Can I get a little bit of a yes from somebody? Just want to make sure. Let's see. Okay, so Hashim, okay, so William, are you seeing the Waves wallet now? Just want to make sure everybody's seeing the Waves wallet in my, in the screen. I should have tested this before. Okay, hold on. That's a good point. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. How's that? I think I know what I did wrong and I fixed it. Can I get a big yes? Yay! Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Okay, so where we are now, folks, I don't know how many of you have been in your Waves wallet. And like I said, we're not going to be talking about how to fund your account or how to open it. We're going to talk how to physically buy some Asimi. And the first thing we're going to do is, let me come back here. All right. For some of you, this is going to be boring, but from others of you, this may be the first time you've seen this. So once you get your account set up, and there is training on this in the members area, in the getting started, Kay does a brilliant, wonderful job of the training on this, but we'll also probably be doing some live things. I'm going to be more active in the Facebook group to answer your questions. I want you to be comfortable. And let us know what you'd like to see as far as training, because right now we're talking about buying Asimi, but I want you to be comfortable when it comes time to sell. We're in this for profit, okay? And the best time to buy things is when it's low, and the best thing to sell is when it's high. And so we're in a really good position here. Okay, so this here is your the dashboard page, your wallet. And you can see here that this account, I kind of have a funny name for it, Joe Bag of Donuts. And this is my example account. I've got, you know, a couple smattering of Waves at this right now in this account, no Asimi. I've got a little bit of BTC. So we're going to come over here. We're going to click on trading. All right. Now, what you need to do is to come over here. It's already set here, but come over here to the search bar. All right. Over in the upper left-hand corner, type in Asimi space / BTC. All right, then you'll click on that, and that will bring up what we have here in front of us. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you knew how to get there. Now, over here on the right-hand side is what they call the order book. Okay, now here, when you want to buy, you're going to buy from the person that has the lowest offer to sell. And when you sell, you will sell to the person with the highest bid to buy from you. That's why they call it bid and offer. Okay. So we're going to talk about strategy in just a minute. But the first thing you need to do is to have 100 Asimi tokens. All right. And so with that amount of money, you don't need to get fancy or cute or try and save 1 or 2 or 3 Satoshi. Just go get it. okay? Because you want to make sure you have it. Some of the other strategies, if you have more money, if you have a couple of $100 or a couple thousand or more to work with, then you want to buy a little bit and try, here at this price, and buy a little bit at a lower price. And we'll be talking about that in greater depth. But let's get to it right now, and let's go buy 100 Asimi. Now, it currently is priced at 348 Satoshi. That's 50348. That's a Satoshi. All right. So let's go buy, and I want to show you this. This is kind of fun if you've not seen this. And I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be confident, not only in buying, okay, but eventually in selling, and maybe even doing some simple strategies to take advantage of the market as more and more people become involved. All right. So I just want you to look at this over on the right-hand side. So I'm going to pay 348 Satoshi. Right here, you can see I'm going to buy 100 Asimi, and I want you to watch what happens to this number right there, the 148. Okay, so I'm going to click buy. Hey, it dropped by 100. Okay, so I purchased that. Now you can see in the trade history here, right? You can see in the trade history that 100, this is the macro, this is the entire community that are trading Asimi. I just bought 100. Now you can come over here and see in my open orders, I don't have any, but my order history shows that I bought 100 Asimi at 348. Okay, so we'll do more on this if you guys want training on this. If you want help on this, we can do that. But I want to come back over here to the wallet. Okay, let's come down here. Hey, look, I got 100 Asimi. Now, let's talk about what this means. I now am qualified to participate in the minting, because when the new process starts, when the new minting starts, I will just need to register this Waves wallet account. I have 100, and make sure I watch my view my 5 sites. Poof. Tomorrow, this is once it gets started, okay? There'll be a tiny bit of Asimi that will be automatically credited to this account. How stinking cool is that? Now, I want to tell you something too. I don't know whether I was supposed to say this, but I like doing things to let you know how powerful this is. You're basically going to be able to compound your Asimi daily. That's huge, because right now, as you try and accumulate Asimi and it costs $100 worth of Asimi, you can't get any compounding effect until you have another $100 of Asimi. Under the new system, folks, you will earn a teensy tiny microscopic bit more of Asimi by compounding. So tomorrow I'll have 100.012 or whatever the case may be. Okay, guess what? I will earn on all of that as long as I view the 500, or excuse me, the 5 sites. Do you kind of see what's going on, folks? And there's so many different ways for you to accumulate Asimi. V2E ads, referrals, minting, login ads, surveys. There's just so many ways. But I want to emphasize, make sure you've got the 100 Asimi. If your budget calls for it, try and buy a little bit more while it's down at these prices, and always be making referrals. Now let's do one more transaction and then we'll wrap this puppy up. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. I love this stuff. If you hadn't noticed, I used to trade stocks and options and things. All right, now the other thing, and we're going to come back to this in the presentation, but the other thing that I talked about is a strategy. All right, if you have $5 or $10 or $20 to buy Asimi, just go buy it, okay? Don't get cute. But if you're going to, if you have a few $100s, a few thousand or tens of thousands, then you don't want to move the market. You want to let the market come to you. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to place a bid, all right? So right now, if I want to buy more, let me just see what the chat's saying here. Let's see. Yeah, William, this, in order for you to buy Asimi or sell Asimi, it currently trades on the Waves exchange It also trades on, gosh, I'm having a brain fart. I forget the other exchange that it currently trades on. But what we're talking about is acquiring Asimi in order to be able to earn by minting. And you must hold your Asimi in the Waves wallet, which is what we're looking at. And over the, over the course of next year, I'm confident that Waves will, or excuse me, Asimi will be traded on multiple exchanges, but you'll only be able to earn by minting by holding your Asimi in the Waves wallet. The Waves wallet is a decentralized wallet. This is what's important to understand. The tokens sit on your computer. When it comes time to sell, they leave your computer and go to somebody else's computer. Okay, so it's a much more safe system than a centralized exchange. Okay, so let's come back. We talked about strategy. For those of you that want to buy a little bit cheaper, and again, I'm talking about once you get into hundreds of dollars, okay? What you want to do is buy some Asimi and then try and buy a little bit cheaper. The market goes up and down. Nothing more frustrating than to buy Asimi and have it come down and go, shoot, I should have waited, okay? But you don't want to go up. What happens if you say, well, I'm going to try and save a couple of Satoshi and it runs higher? So you always want to have a plan, have a strategy. And so what I want to show you here is how to sit on the bid to try and buy some a little cheaper that not only will save you a teensy tiny bit of money, but it also doesn't put upward pressure. Now, everybody thinks, ooh, we want it to go higher. Folks, you don't want Asimi to go higher if you're a buyer. You want it to go lower. Now, it's exciting. Let's say you've got $500 to work with, and you've purchased $100 worth of Asimi. Part of your brain says, ooh, I want it to go up so I can make a profit on it. But the smart part of your brain says, no, I want it to come down so I can buy it cheaper. And that's the mentality that you want to have. If you've done your homework, if you believe in Luke, if you believe in the community, if you believe in each other, then the price during the period you're accumulating doesn't really matter, and kind of in a perverse way, you want it to go lower, okay? So let's talk about buying it lower. Now, right now, see this fellow right here? Hopefully you can see this. You can see the little pop-up. This guy is willing to buy 438 Asimi tokens for 326 Satoshi. Let's try and buy 100. Now, keep in mind, when you bid for Asimi, okay, when you bid anything, any over-the-counter market, you're not assured to get the token or the stock or whatever it is you're trying to get. So that's why I say, go get the Asimi you need. Go buy 100, make sure you've got it. Then you can start trying to I don't want to say be cute, but try and be a little bit more sophisticated. All right, so 326 Asimi. Let's go ahead and say we're going to buy 100 Asimi at 327. Let's jump that bid just a little tiny bit like we did before. Let's watch what's happening here, all right? Because right now it shows 326, and as soon as I press this button, our bid, this bid for this Joe Bag of Donuts account will be, just double check and make sure I've got all my zeros lined up. Notice, hey, look, there's our bid. And there's a little star thing next to it, meaning that since I'm in my account, that's my bid sitting there. Now, I doubt that we'll get hit or we'll buy it during this period, but you can go into your account. You can see that this is 100 Asimi bid, and that's how the system works. Now, again, the fun part of this is that we're going to be doing some additional training. We're always going to take questions. We're going to open up a section in the Facebook group. Might even call it Ask Trading Questions with Clint or something like that, because I want you to be comfortable with this. This is fun stuff, okay? And now that we have, or when we will have the new system where it makes sense on a compounding basis for you to own more Asimi, I want you to be able to acquire it, but I don't want you to pay too much. Okay, yes, we want to see Asimi at much higher prices, absolutely. But I want you to get as much now before it goes up. Okay, so this is where it makes sense. Asimi hashing ad space is a multi-year, a multi-decade proposition. I plan to retire on hashing ad space and Asimi. Okay, so I'm looking at I'm not so worried about where the price is today or tomorrow. Okay, now let's pop back out. I hope that all made sense, and we are going to have an FAQ section. So let me go ahead and go back to my screen. I hope I'm getting the right one. Okay, so we just finished that up. Let's again take a look at the strategy. Purchase or have 100 Asimi. All right, and I know that's only like $5 or $6 based on the price of Bitcoin and everything else. And for those of you that can afford it, purchase some more. But please, folks, always stay within your budget. All right, I don't care how sure of a thing is, stay within your budget. Then for those of you, as I mentioned, okay, that may have a few $100s, this is just a general idea. But if you're going to buy a couple of $100 worth, go buy it right now, a third of it at the market. Just go do like I did. A third of it slightly below the bid or at the bid, and then a third of it substantially below the bid. And we're going to be talking about this in our strategies in the future, because as more and more people come into this market, more and more people without a lot of trading experience are going to take actions that might be wrong. And you might be able to buy some Asimi for super cheap. All right. Next week, we're going to talk about selling strategies and how to place offers. Because if somebody comes in and they're all excited and they've got $1,000, I'm going to pop back over here again. I just want to show you something. I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Let's see here. Let me come back. I just want to kind of show you something. And this is a feature you may not be aware of. But right now we're trading at 320. That's our bid, and the highest was 348 is the offer. But let's just come up here. And I know many of you, $5 and $10 is a ton of money, but for a lot of people, $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000 is not that much money. This is you know not a whole heck of a lot. All right. And you get to ride, you get to participate in this. And Angela, thank you. Hit BTC. Thank you very much. And I should know that. But I want to show you something over here, folks. And this is fun stuff. All right. So let's come out here. And I should have done the math before. But, you know, you look at this and you go, oh, man, look at all these people that have, you know, have tokens for sale. And, oh, my gosh, and, you know, it's never going to go up. Let's just swing back out here. All right. 1,500 Satoshi would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 18 cents, a tripling. And I want you to look at this number right to the left. That's 0.34 Asimi, excuse me, 0.34 Bitcoin. That would be about $5,000. Now, I know for most of you, myself included, that's a lot of money. But as we begin to see more people understand this value proposition, understand the model, this is a long-term system. There's a way to earn money by holding a liquid token. All these things, okay? Someone might come in and say, what the heck, I'm going to go throw $5,000 at it, okay? If they did that and they were not experienced, they would drive the token, they would drive Asimi from somewhere here in the neighborhood of, actually it'd be more than that, it'd be probably closer to 20 cents that it would go to. So what we're going to talk about next week is how to set some offers at higher levels just in case. Now, I personally believe the potential exists, and this is me speaking as Clint, not as a company representative, but I personally believe the potential at some point for Asimi to trade over $1 is very real. So why would you want to sell it at 20 cents? The reason for it is to catch the inefficiencies in the market, okay? I assure you, I've traded this market since the day it opened with Asimi. I assure you, if somebody came in and purchased $5,000 worth of Asimi and it ran to 25 cents, I assure you, over the next few days and weeks, it would trade at a lower price, okay? So what I want you to do, and what we'll talk about, is maybe have an offer in to sell at 22 cents. Now you might well say, well, Clint, you think it's going to $1. Why are you going to sell it at 22 cents? Because if it runs from 5 cents to 20 cents in the span of 10 minutes, logic dictates it will come. If I sell it at 22 and buy it at 11, I made a profit, right? So what I'm saying is I don't want to jump up and down and be trading charts and, you know, moving averages and Fibonacci fans and all that kind of stuff. No, but I want to teach you how to trade intelligently to take advantages of the inefficiencies in the market. And unfortunately, if somebody makes a mistake, somebody will benefit from it. Let's train you to not make that mistake. But if somebody does, let's take advantage of it. All right. So we'll be talking about selling strategy next week, probably kind of review what we did today and then talk about the selling strategies and move on. So I got a little excited about that. All right, let me go back. I know I got to go back to work. Sorry about that. All right, that was fun. Okay, so again, a third at the market, a third slightly below, and a third substantially below. That's what we're going to be talking about. Keep some dry powder. All right, again, if all you have is $5 or $10 or $20, this doesn't apply to you. But for people that have multiple hundreds or multiple thousands, let's be smart. And another thing that we want to talk to is how trading and having some bids in a little bit lower is good for the community. All right. I want you to get this for the best possible price. We don't want to run it to 20 cents and have it come back down. We want to have some fun with this. Okay. But we'll be talking about those selling strategies next week. All right. So let's wrap this up. This has been fun. I didn't mean to go off on a prattle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep earning in the community. Even if you have 100 Asimi, folks, keep referring. It's passive income. All right. Make sure you have at least 100 Asimi. Even if you have 100 Asimi that you got from V2E ads and commissions and stuff, go buy a little bit. Get your feet wet. Get comfortable with the market. Okay. Stay within your budget, please. Okay. But stay within your budget, but get some Asimi. And if you are one of those people, okay, that has a few hundred or a few $1,000s, then get a position on. We could see some really fun stuff happen here over the course of the next few weeks and months as the new minting system unveils, and it should be a lot of fun. Always stay within your budget. Always, 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 always. And trust me, folks, as you can tell from tonight's webinar, I get excited. You think I'm excited now? Wait, when I get excited, you know, if perchance we're trading at 20 or 30 or 50 cents, I'll be over the top. But I'll also be moderating those comments with logic. And that logic is always stay within your budget, please. Okay? We're confident. We believe in the community. We believe in Luke, but nothing is ever guaranteed. All right? If you have questions, we'll take those in a minute. I will record a separate Q&A. And then I'm going to work with Karen, and we're going to have an Ask Clint section in the Facebook group where you can ask trading questions. Again, we're not going to talk about moving averages and Fibonacci fans and on-balance volume and all that kind of stuff. This is basic fundamental stuff. Now, one of the advanced things that we will talk about is how to trade the cross markets. Okay, you can buy Asimi in dollars. You can buy Asimi in Ethereum. You can sell Asimi in Litecoin. Oh boy, there's some fun ways to take advantage of some more market inefficiencies over there. And we'll talk about that in future presentations. All right, so let's wrap this up. I usually try and keep these in the 20-minute range. We're well past a half an hour. I apologize. I hope this has been as much fun for you as it has been for me. Thanks, folks, for being part of the Hashing Ad Space community. All right, because truly, without you, there is no community. And keep that in mind, that you can help us. You can help us grow and be part of something special in the virtuous cycle. And what does that mean? When you refer people, you create traffic, you create use, you create growth, you create utility and use of this utility token. Okay? Think about it. The bigger we get, the greater the value. The greater the value, the bigger we'll get. We can create a monster, folks. We can create 1 million, a 5 million, a 10 million member community, and they all have to use Asimi. They all want to use Asimi. You can be in on the ground floor. You are in on the ground floor. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be really exciting when Luke and the team roll out the new minting model, and I'm sure looking forward to it. I hope this was fun today. I had a lot of fun doing it, as you can probably tell. And let me get the recording stopped.